a success at long last. The 182 is driving and driving very well indeed. You probably put some footage in here, but yeah, it's got so much more pickup than it did when I first got the car. So that problem's gone. You can sort of tap it between gear shifts and it will respond a lot faster than it was. And yeah, just heaps of induction noise, heaps of power, keeps pulling. Mission complete. And there's our broken mechanic. Third time's a charm. All right, and we'll be out at Lakeside next weekend for the Renault Car Club Day. First thing in the morning, we'll put this thing to its paces. So today we've done, what have we done? Just finished assembly, changed out the pads, service the brakes, brake fluid. You dropped out that engine oil, put in the correct 540. HPR5, put in the new flushed the brake lines, and also did the JC5 top up because the drive shaft boots.
Drive shaft boots in.
Yeah. Hasn't leaked. I haven't looked, but let's assume. Let's not look. let's leave it. Give it a week.
How much it's leaking?
Yeah. All
how
right.
much is my JC5 leaking this week?
Okay. So what an absolute mission. So this is the third time. So we've done the timing on the 182. Here, you probably remember us from episodes of setting the 182 timing, attempts 1 and 2. Well, we're back for attempt 3, and Luke's just figured out why we had the issues we had. So keep watching, and this is the job for the third time. We are going back to standard timing because we're all a bit burned by Group N timing, but it's good to know why we had the challenges that we had.
So we just pulled out, we just removed there. So we just removed this pin. This is one we've just used for setting the timing on the crank. When we did it, this is where the mistake all came about. I'll get this back out. When you look down here, the pin that I actually had with the kit doesn't go in. You see down there? You see it's not going in the hole. It goes in, but it won't feed all the way through. Right? It's like it's stopping on something.
Yeah, right.
So when that happened on this tool, I went, well, okay. So I threw that one on the ground, and I picked up this tool, the long one. Now I'll show you what we did. Put the long one in. Okay, so if you remember, we had the fan out, so this comes up in here. It's my magnet, give us a bit of support. Okay, and goes in.
Yep.
Okay, but doesn't go all the way. It doesn't go all the way in because it can't.
Yep.
But it will go in a lot further than the other tool. So you pull that out, and we did the whole setting based on that and the fact that we had top dead center marked here with a stick. So we thought we knew where top dead center was with our little stick, which is just as inside, we've pushed this in and we've locked it. The problem is, not really the problem, but the reason you're meant to use this tool here is that you know once you're in the correct hole, this will seat all the way up. That shoulder will stop. And you are fully seated in the correct timing hole. But what we were doing is we were about 5 millimeters out or maybe more at the crank, and we were locking the crank in both directions with this tool, but with no actual visual reference, right? And that's where the problem, because when I had the kit, that other tool, the one that's marked with the yellow, that's on the ground, you can see I've marked it with yellow. So I've marked it with yellow because it wouldn't go through. And I think, if you look carefully, I think someone's used it as a setting tool, and they've or to locking tool, because it seems to be swelled on the end, and it just wouldn't go through the last little bit of thread on this. It just seems to sort of get stopped about that far in. So at that last little shoulder inside the block, just won't go past it, and it's just because it's slightly bigger and swelled up at the end. This one here is just smooth. It's the most ridiculous thing. It comes down to millimeters. Okay, so I said, oh well, that one's not working. We'll stick this one in, which we stuck in. The problem on this particular crank, and the only way to prove it is to get a bore scope in it and show you that when you're 2 millimeters off top dead center, there's another hole, and that's why it's upset the timing. So then let me put this in. So this is the right tool, so you can get an idea. First of all, it goes in a lot easier because it's not twice as long. Wind it up and pop, it goes all the way in. And when that is all the way down in there, let's turn this around, the stick of death. So when that's right, can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, so when it's snug up hard against its little shoulder, that's you lock the top dead center. Now to prove that, I know we got it wrong because we just had a discussion and we thought we had it right, and then I wasn't happy because it wasn't doing that. But now when you come around, you can see must have been the exhaust side, because these exhaust cams are down there.
Yep.
Okay.
So
where they should be up there, and with group end timing they should be over there.
That's it.
But the moral of the story, and what I want to get through, is that often people build their own tools. You know, they just go, well, it's just a piece of rod, and it is a piece of rod, but it's a critical length, and sometimes you might end up with a damaged one. But if it goes all the way home and you can't move the crank, that's top dead center, even if you've got a stick. Because the reason that this happens is Renault built it, they didn't put the stick in it. This was the only tool you were meant to need.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
but I know a lot of guys that just get an old bolt, shove the old bolt in.
Yeah, yeah.
But Renault said, well, Renault said we'll drill our balance holes anywhere in the crank we want to, but we won't put them in so deep that you can put this home. Only one hole will be able to accommodate this entire shaft.
Yep.
The balance holes will never accommodate it, and that was their little double take or double check to be sure that people doing the mechanics, doing the timing belts, weren't getting a balance hole that's very close, which is the case on this motor. This is just a anomaly with this motor, that there is a balance hole that's very close. The second thing that caught us out is I used the wrong tool. I've marked this one with yellow. I'll probably just put it around the linisher and it'll be fine. It's probably just the end of it where someone's put it in the hole and then put the rattle gun on or something. I don't know why it's wrong. I just don't know, but that was why we ended up using the wrong one, and this caught us out.
Yeah, all right, cool.
No damage done, luckily.
running again. JC5's topped up. Put some fresh 540 in there. The Penrite HPR5. So now we're just going to bleed the brake system. Alright.
So when you buy the big container of brake fluid, have your old container, half fill it, so when you're pouring it down in there you don't have a big spill.
No mess, because
No
that stuff
mess.
will take your paint off, won't it?
Well, it will on old paint, but just mainly you're dripping it and losing it. So you never want to try and fill it with a full container.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see me trying to get down in there now. There you go, she's topped up there, haven't spilled a drop.
Yep.
So we'll start, give the front a bit of a flush, and then we'll give the back a flush. Alright, start pumping, mate. Going? Harder to pump, is it?
Just a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Slightly harder.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. You just pump that through. I'll keep an eye on this thing. This is the one place I use the shifter.
Yeah, right.
So it's a shifter, but see how narrow it is?
Yeah.
It's a plumber's shifter basically. But it's just
They can get in
perfect
there.
for getting in on these backs so that the slide doesn't turn on you when you're trying to tighten it up and loosen it. Most other spanners will be too wide.
Yeah.
Check. Check. You
Right.
keep your eye on that and I'll pump them out for you.
Yep.
Going out.
Not yet.
Sorry. More of a stroke. Ready?
Yep, there we go. Yep.
Set.
Yep. Engaged.
Ready for action. I can't see the brand or the pattern, but they're I don't know, they come off something, but the point is that they're fine to go onto this beast. Stop it, and I'm pretty sure the compound will be okay for a track day. The main straight at Lakeside coming into the carousel, I'm sure they'll be fine.
We'll find out. Yeah, so all French Day at Lakeside. Is it all French Day or just French Car Club?
No, it's just a Renault car.
Renault Car Club.
Strictly our people.
Lakeside next weekend, 24th of August.
We'll take it around, give it a couple, get some heat into these brakes and the shocks and the engine.
Yep.
This
we'll
was
be
this was
testing
the
out.
same mob that I went that time. The eventful explosion
Oh, yep.
resulted in the build of the
Frankenstein. Yep.
That's where Frankenstein died. Okay, hit problem here. See that? Now this is why we're making this video.
Yep.
So, calipers on these things do seize. So see, that's not. So if you look at this, you'll see it's going in and out.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
I got a bit
gotcha.
lazy on the other side, did a quick check and went, oh yeah. Pull that back. So there's no grease in that sucker for starters, so we'll fix that. This one is very tight. Now actually before I go any further, let's pull this out. So I might just get my largest socket, just whiz it and give it a bit of pressure as I bring it out. There you go. So as you can see, there's absolutely no lube.
Yeah.
It's tacky, it's greasy, it's all kinds of roll. The top one, it's okay, it's got a bit of play, but this bottom one, some models you find people have got them back to front.
Yeah, right.
I think we're lucky it's not corrosion as much as it is muck build-up.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that's fine.
So what's the solution there? Just a bit of a degrease and demuck?
Yeah, I'll give it a hit with the brake clean. So this is my method. So I grab the fending one and spray a bit of that in there. And then you use it to
try and clear it out.
Yeah, just to help break it up. It's usually just old grease.
So when that's not working correctly, your brakes are grabbing. What happens?
Yeah, they don't slide, or you get accelerated wear on one edge.
Yeah.
Or you get a tapered wear on one edge. Or they'll stay on, and then your brake might get a bit spongy. So you don't get the brakes don't knock off like they should. You lose lap times. All these critical things. That's fixed it.
Yep.
So now I'll put some special lube on it. I'll get the other one. That was the top one. Give that a spray as well. Yep, happy with that.
Yep.
Let me get some grease. So if this was an oil, traditional grease, we'll say, you'll come back in 6 months' time, and all those rubbers will be swelled up and wrecked.
Yeah, right.
This is why you don't let oil leaks go all over you.
Anything out of rubber.
Yeah, wrecks your rubber. There you go. Look at that. That's good now. Okay, it's brakes done, drive shaft done. What next? So basically that goes clip there. Okay, now lower it onto the stand again. Alright.
Yep, coming down.
Let me just check here. Okay, there you go. That's it.
Got a problem.
What?
Clutch is just clutch is
Oh, I
just,
didn't. Try that, mate.
yeah. Yeah, that's a clutch. Got a clutch. Alright, so we are on the maiden voyage after doing the timing of this thing 3 times. See you, mate. What a mission. Ah, you got the power, baby. Alright, we're back. Track ready. Now what cage you put on there, mate? Did you put the cage for the first time we did it? Or the last time we did it?
SKF.
Now it's done.
Now it's done.